It's just like a stress-free, happy, amazing foods, people vibe.
Good afternoon, people. We are meeting somebody really special today, not just some randomer in Thailand. We're actually meeting a client of mine. Well, more specifically, Andy works for a client of mine, but he has just left the UK for Thailand and made the move about 7 days ago. Now, I've been speaking to Andy for months and months and months in preparation for this move, but today will be the first time I've met him in person. Now, he's already done something right because he's picked his own condo, which is just outside of Bangkok BTS, which, if you don't already know, is a little bit beyond a nut, and is definitely one of the more cheaper destinations. So I can't wait to see what he's got for his money today. I'm sure we're in for a really exciting condo tour. But Andy has not had smooth sailing. He has had issues with the visa, he's had issues with family, he's gone through it all already. So I think you're gonna learn a lot from this video if you're thinking about moving to Thailand. But what's also really interesting about Andy's situation is that he was actually able to keep his existing job whilst moving to Thailand with the right visa. Now, we'll get into all of this stuff, but let's go. Gotta love Thai people. Just behind me here are the stairs to Bangkok BTS station, which is about 15 minutes from ASOK, which is the central area for most of the touristy kind of malls and where a lot of Farangs stay. Now, I really like this place because the main areas are still really accessible. It's very cheap and quick to get there, but this feels like a little bit more authentic Bangkok. You know, you've still got a lot of the old street stalls here. Prices are a little bit cheaper. It just feels like there's a bit more of a local Thai presence. Sawasdee krab. Sawasdee krab. This one is my favorite. Platu. Aroi mak. There's lots of local sellers here. Lots of really authentic Thai food, and I can already see things are a lot cheaper than in central ASOK. Now, right next to all of these local stores, we still have some really big modern condos, which we're gonna have a look at. I'll be honest, I live in central ASOK, and I'm really tempted to move out to this part of town. I think I found it. And to make matters worse, I've definitely been here before. You know, you've been in Thailand and Bangkok for way too long when you've been in condos before and you forgot why you've been in those condos or who lived in those condos. There he is. Hello, boy. Bring it in. Look at this. Wow. Oh, this is the co-working space. Co-kitchen. This is very cool. Initial impressions moving here. Food, people, atmosphere. How do you feel?
Initial impressions, like straight off the plane, everyone's smiling, nice and friendly. Weather's nicer, cheap, amazing foods.
Yeah.
And everyone's just happy. Like, I can't even tell if people are on holiday or not. Everyone seems like they're on holiday sort of thing. And convenience is massive as well. So it's just like a stress-free, happy, amazing foods, people vibe.
Delicious, cheap, convenient, super happy. Yeah, super happy. Good man. Let's talk about the visa that you're on. We went for the destination Thailand visa. So you've now got your 5-year visa in Thailand. Secured, done. But we didn't have the easiest process getting the visa. So let's explain to the people what happened. We had to leave the UK pretty quickly for work commitments and other commitments. We had to exit within 3 days, I think it was, or even shorter, maybe 24 hours, 48 hours.
I think 48 hours.
48 hours. Applied to the UK embassy for the destination Thailand visa, but we had to leave the UK before it got approved. And do you want to explain like what happened after this point? Because it wasn't the best news, really.
Kind of everything was sweet, and then went out of the country, traveled a little bit, and then I obviously found out that we had to go. For some reason, I had to go back on site to see the embassy in London. For a meeting, for an interview, they called it. Obviously wasn't ideal, cost quite a bit of money to travel back just for that one day, but obviously the higher goal is to move to Thailand. So yeah, obviously did it. They may be becoming more strict about being in the country until it actually gets approved. So they were a bit confused why I left and why I came back, but it was all good. And then the next day, all approved, and happy days.
So there's two big takeaways for me from this. Number one is that going forward, if you ever apply for any Thai visa, and this is for anybody watching this, if you're applying for a Thai visa, don't leave the country of the embassy you've applied to until it's approved. That's number one. Number two is that there are still no hard and fast rules when it comes to applying for visas in Thai embassies. Because when they said to you, we'd like you to come back to the UK for this meeting, and you flew all the way from, I think, France, or you were in Rome, Italy, sorry, back to the UK just for this meeting. Even then, she said, look, we probably shouldn't approve this.
Yeah.
You've kind of not stuck to the rules here. You're leaving the UK today. You had to leave the UK right after that meeting. But because of your charm, she kind of let it all sail through. So there's still like so much subjectivity.
Yeah.
And I think another key point there is whenever you're applying for any visa, probably Thai or otherwise, I think it always makes sense to make that little bit extra effort to smile, be friendly, be polite. If you're doing things online, write a nice cover letter.
Yeah.
Just the basic fundamentals of being a human, like just be nice, and people want to help you out if they can. So the DTV visa lets you work remotely for a non-Thai company, which is exactly what you're doing. And what's unusual about your situation is that you were able to move to Thailand with your job. I think that's the dream for a lot of people. A lot of people want to move to Thailand, but they either can't find new work and their existing work won't let them work in Thailand. Most foreigners will struggle to get a job for a Thai company. So much complications involved in that. Protected industries. So do you want to tell us about your situation, what it is you do, how you're finding working now from going from the UK to Thailand, time differences, infrastructure, basic day-to-day?
Yeah, I've been doing recruitment for like 7 or 8 years now, straight from uni, for the same kind of industry. So finding software engineers for hedge funds and startups as well. But so done that mainly in London, worked with the same company for like 6 years, went away, traveled, came to Thailand, loved it, traveled quite a bit, but knew I was going to try and come back eventually. Went back to UK, tried to find a remote job in Edinburgh for a London company, did that for a bit, the same company I'm working for at the minute. And when I joined, I was quite open that, yeah, I want to be remote in Edinburgh, but potentially moving to Thailand in the future would be a dream. So if I can prove myself in Edinburgh, doesn't matter if I'm in Thailand, if I can adjust the time zones. And he's was very happy with it if I did prove myself. So yeah, a year and a half later, we're from like a business perspective, it actually makes sense to build like a team here in Asia, because a lot of hedge funds are growing their presence across Asia. So kind of just tied nicely with it's what I wanted, but it makes business sense for them. So we're slowly starting like a team out in Bangkok, because it's quite easy to just travel to all of Asia.
I think you planted that seed quite early on in your business. And I think for anybody watching this, that's a key takeaway, is when you joined the business you work with now, I know you have like a very open-minded boss, great guy, super logical, cool to work with, I would imagine. But from the get-go, you were like, I want to be flexible. I probably want to travel. Maybe at some point I want to live in Asia. So when the opportunity arose, it was like a natural thing. Had you not done that, I think it might have been a different story, where there is a lot of cost, tax, other benefits for businesses to actually be based in Thailand and have their employees working here, as opposed to the UK or Dubai or wherever they might be. You mentioned there that, you had some experience in London, and obviously you've spent a lot of time living in Edinburgh. How have you, initial thoughts, how does that compare to Thailand? I know London and the UK as a whole is coming under a lot of scrutiny right now. We've got issues like knife crime in London, robberies. There's this new Online Safety Act. I don't know if you're familiar with this. Wild. What are your thoughts on the UK, and how is it?
So, I mean, I've loved living in London for 6 years, and Edinburgh growing up, like loved it, but definitely like coming to my 30th birthday, like this chapter I want to do something else. So I wouldn't speak too negatively on it at all. But like London, that's where I spend most of my career after university, like working in the office 5 days, like 10, 11, 12 hours. And even if you get decent money, it's still very, very tricky to maybe have like the kind of lifestyle you'd get.
This kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, that's the only way you can compare it, really. Relatively, like the money just goes so much further here. But in terms of like safety, like Edinburgh's pretty safe. London's not so safe. Like seen lots of people get their phones nicked on the way to work, like happened multiple times. There's just an atmosphere of
Tension.
yeah, tension's a good way to put it at night in some places. But I would still recommend people go and live and work there. It's an amazing experience.
Oftentimes on social media, we like black and white and right and wrong, and this is good and this is bad and this is where you should live and this is where you should not live. But actually, I don't think there is any right and wrong answer. I think there is a place for everybody at a certain phase in life. I come from a corporate background and I would never go back to corporate work, but that was perfect for that phase of life and it got me to where I am now. And similarly, it's like where you live. I think we owe a lot to the UK. We've earned a lot of money there. It's afforded us the lifestyle that we can have here now. We've probably both had very good educations and privileged in many ways. So there's a lot we are thankful for from the UK. But we're at a phase, you just turned 30, I'm 33. We're at a phase now where we've kind of done everything we need to do in the UK. And this is the next phase.
So we've got a nice big spacious yoga room. Satisfactory gym. It's not the best gym.
Yeah.
It's not the worst gym. Pretty sure there's some big commercial ones nearby. There is a Jets. I think there's a Jets nearby.
So the final thing I want to talk to you about, because we're on the topic of age, family. For me now, as a 33-year-old, probably the biggest challenge, the biggest thing I miss about the UK is family. No one's getting any younger. I do miss my mum a lot. I miss the whole family a lot. There's new nephews and nieces and godsons and all these kids coming out of the woodwork. You've gone from living with your mum in Edinburgh and being in a relationship with somebody to now living by yourself in Thailand and not being in a relationship with anybody. Why don't you talk about some of the challenges of missing family maybe already, and if it's not too sensitive, the recent breakup?
Yeah, after London, moved back in with my mum for about a year and a half. Bit of an adjustment for sure, and it's probably the only sort of negative part about this whole move is not quite seeing her as much, but I still talk to her all the time. And I'm flying her out in October. I'll go back in Christmas. I'll go back in a few times through next year. So trying to maybe persuade her to actually, no, maybe not live out here, but like at least for parts of the year, like parts of the year, maybe like half and half. So yeah, because she's like almost retired, and
does she have a resistance to doing that?
no, she's kind of
Okay, my mum has a resistance. Anyway, carry on. My mum doesn't want to do it.
But yeah, mum's a hard one. The relationship, it was like a 6-month relationship. Definitely a lot of feelings, pretty deep for 6 months, I would say. But yeah, the long distance, yeah, it's not. I've never thought that would ever be possible. We talked about it, but
She would have stayed in the UK
she would have stayed in.
for work reasons.
She works and she studies there.
Okay. Was that like a spontaneous decision? Like, did you both sort of realize like this isn't going to work when we're in two opposite ends of the world?
Did we both want to do it? Like, were we both up for trying to commit to long distance? Like, I'm going to be here with all these potential parties, and I want to get to know people. How easy is it going to be?
I said it to you before. I think you probably made the right decision. I think it would have been very difficult to manage that like long distance relationship. You being here, her being in the UK, that only would have got more difficult the longer that relationship went on for. I think you ripped off the band-aid quite early.
I think when I told you said blessing in disguise, and that's what my mom said as well.
Bro, I really appreciate you sitting down with me on Friday evening, talking about things when you probably just want to go out and have a crazy night, maybe. Don't know if you still got work to do.
Still got work.
Oh, you still got work to do? Okay. Super happy to finally meet you in person. Super happy to have you here. And we can maybe do some traveling. Chiang Mai, the south. You've got a trip this weekend to Koh Long. So you're already making friends, already going out and socializing. I think you've got a very exciting time ahead, man. So
No, I'm excited.
appreciate it, brother.